Namaste friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, in today's video, I have brought to you the gorgeous earrings with these sparkling bicons and pearls for you. So you can see the sparkle of the earrings and a little bit of octave shape over here. So I have named these earrings as pearl octave sparkle earrings, and here I have made these earrings in ruby red color. You can see the gorgeous sparkle, how gorgeous they look. And one more colorway in the steel color. And in today's video we are going to make this gorgeous pearl octave sparkle earring in opal white color. So let us see what all material do we need to make our pearl octave sparkle earrings in white opal color. Friends, for making our pearl octave sparkle earrings in this gorgeous white opal color, we are going to use these 4 mm bicons in white opal color. Here I am using these white pearls in 3 sizes. This is in size 6 mm, 4 mm and 3 mm. I normally use shell pearls in my projects. Many of my friends have always asked me in the comment box, which pearl do you use? I don't use those cheap, uh, I'm sorry to say, but I don't use those cheap plastic pearls. Here I'm using these shell pearls. They give a very nice finish to your earrings and very elegant look also. You can see how gorgeous they look. You can see the look of the pearls, the finish. So I prefer using these shell pearls for my projects. So here I'm using these in 3 sizes. This is in 6 mm, 4 mm and 3 mm size. Here I'm using these drop beads. These are in size 12 by 8 mm. You can use any drop beads. Here in this green earring I have used a bigger drop bead. So it's up to you which drop bead you prefer to use. You can also use bralette beads if you don't have the drop beads. Here I'll be using these 11 O's. These are Muki Duracoat galvanized champagne 11 O's and these liverback ear hooks for my earrings. I'll be working with Hana thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. Friends, we will start making our pearl octave sparkle earrings by picking up the set of these 6 beads. Here I have picked up 6 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl, 1 4 mm bicon, 1 4 mm pearl, 1 4 mm bicon and 1 3 mm pearl. And now I'm bringing these down towards the end of my thread and I'm going to tie a double knot like this, stepping up into the 3 mm pearl and pulling in the thread in between the beads, the tail in between these beads, like this, into the 6 mm pearl, like this. Now I'm going to pick, as I'm exiting through the 6 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 5 beads. So I'm picking up the set of these 5 beads, one 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, 4 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon and one 3 mm pearl back into the 6 mm pearl like this, up through the 3 mm pearl, the 4 mm bicon, the 4 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon and the 3 mm pearl. Just keep your thread nice and tight here. picking up 1 11 champagne into the 3 pearl, 4 bacon, into the 4 pearl, 4 bacon, into the 3 pearl, again picking up 111 champagne and into the 3 pearl and the 4 bacon, like this, into the 4 pearl. We can now cut this tail off. Now here, as I'm exiting through this 4 pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 5 beads, one 4 bacon, one 3 pearl, one 6 pearl, one 3 pearl, and 4 bacon, back into the 4 pearl, like this, up to the bacon and the 3 pearl, into the 6 pearl, and now 6 11 seed beads. Here I have picked up 6 11 champagne, and now you can see right now I'm exiting through this side of the 6 pearl. I'm going to pass through the 4 pearl through the opposite direction, like this, creating this cross on the top. Now picking up 2 11 champagne, skipping 1 2 11 O's from the bottom into the third one, like this, and now I'm going to pick up 3 11 champagne, back into the 6 pearl, like this, into the 3 pearl and the 4 bacon, into the 4 pearl, again picking up the set of 6 11 champagne, 3 and 3 6 11 champagne, into the 6 pearl, like this. Now I'm exiting through the 6 pearl, so I'm going to pick up 3 11 champagne, skipping 1 2 3 11 O's up through the fourth one, like this. Now picking up 2 11 champagne, back into this 4 pearl, like this, down through the 4 bacon, 3 pearl, and into the 11 champagne. So here I'm exiting through this 11 champagne. I'm going to pick up 3 11 champagne, into this 11 champagne, creating this picot stitch like this, up through the 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon into the 4 mm pearl, and now on the front side, as I'm exiting through the 4 mm pearl, I'm picking up 6 11 champagne, 6 11, and into the 6 mm pearl like this. Now as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm picking up 3 11 champagne, counting 1 2 3, skipping 3 from here into the 4th 11 champagne like this, picking up to 11 champagne and into the 4 mm pearl like this, down through the 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl, and into the 11 champagne like this, picking up 3 11 champagne into the 3 mm pearl, the 4 mm bicon, into this 4 mm pearl, up through the 4 mm bicon, 11 3 mm pearl, 11 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, into this 4 mm pearl like this. And now I'm picking up the set of these 5 beads, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl, 6 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl, and 4 mm bicon, back into the 4 mm pearl like this, stepping up into the bicon and the 3 mm pearl, up through the 6 mm pearl, picking up 6 11 champagne, 2 and 4 6, and into the 4 mm pearl. Now as I'm exiting through the 4 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up 2 11 champagne, skipping 1 2 from here and up through the third 11 champagne like this. Now picking up 3 11 champagne and into the 6 mm pearl like this. Now picking up 8 11 champagne. So here are my 8 11 3 and 3 6 and 2 8, back into the 6 mm pearl. Now as I'm exiting through the 6 mm pearl, I'm going to step up into the first 4 11 champagne out of the 8 that we have added here, picking up one 11 champagne into the next 4 11 like this, back into the 6 pearl, up through the 5 11 including the one that we added just now. And here we are going to add our drop. So for this I'm picking up one 11 champagne, one 3 pearl, and the drop bead, one 11 champagne, bringing these down. Now skipping the 11 champagne, moving up through the drop bead and the 3 pearl, like this, picking up one 11 champagne back into this 11 champagne. Once again I'm going to pass through all these beads, moving down through the 11 champagne, 3 pearl, the drop bead, into this 11 champagne, up through the drop bead, 3 pearl, 11 champagne, and this 11 champagne, like this, up through all the 4 11 champagne, back into the 6 pearl. And now as I'm exiting through the 6 pearl, moving up through the next 3 pearl, like this. After exiting through this 3 pearl, I have picked up the set of these 4 beads, one 11 champagne, 4 bicon, 3 pearl, and 4 bicon, and into this 11 champagne of these 3, the middle one of these 3, like this. Again picking up the set of same beads but in reverse order. So I'm picking up 4 bicon first, 3 pearl, one 4 bicon, and one 11 champagne. The set of these 4 beads, 4 bicon, 3 pearl, 4 bicon, and 11 champagne, up through the 3 pearl, into the 6 pearl, down through the 3 pearl, picking up the set of same 4 beads. So I'm picking up at 11 champagne, 4 bicon, 3 pearl, and 4 bicon. So these 4 beads into this 11 champagne, like this. And the last set of these 4 beads in reverse order, 4 bicon, 3 pearl, 4 bicon, and one 11 champagne, into the 3 pearl at the bottom, like this, into the 6 pearl. So you can see the look after completing this round, up through all these 6 11s, that we have added here, like this. And now I'm picking up one 4 mm bicon, one 11 champagne, these two beads into this 4 mm bicon that we added on both the sides of the 11. So I'm going to pass through this bicon, 11 champagne, and the next bicon into these three beads, like this. Now picking up one 11 champagne and one 4 mm bicon, and I'm going to pass through these two 11 champagne. You can see these two 11s added round this 4 mm pearl. These two 11s, like this, down through the next two 11 champagne. Now picking up one 4 mm bicon, one 11 champagne into the 4 mm bicon, 11 and the next 4 mm bicon into these three beads. After exiting through this 4 mm bicon, picking up one 11 champagne and one 4 mm bicon and into these two 11s added around this 4 mm pearl, like this, up through the next two 11s and into the bicon, the first set of bicon and 11s that we added in this round. Here we have to keep our thread nice and tight up through the 4 mm bicon, 11 and the next 4 mm bicon, like this, up through the 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon and the 11 champagne into the 3 mm pearl and the 6 mm pearl. So you can see the look of our earring. And after exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up 8 11 champagne. Here we are going to add our ear hook. So I'm picking up 8 11 champagne. So these are 5 and 3 8 11s back into the 6 mm pearl, like this, stepping up into the first 4 11 champagne, picking up one 11 champagne down through the next 4 11 champagne into the 6 mm pearl, up through these 5 11s, including the one that we just added. As I'm exiting through this 11, I'm picking up the set of these beads, 3 11s, our ear hook, and 3 11s into the 11. Just check that we have added this loop correctly. So here I'm using this as the front side. Sometimes you can also use this, the back side, as the front side. I prefer using this as it has a smooth finish over here and it looks very nice when we wear it on our ears. So it's your choice, but here I'm using the other side as the front side. So you can use either ways until and unless we have some embellishment over here. Now stepping up into the first two 11 O's, picking up one 11 O champagne into the next 11 O, the ear hook, and the next 11 O champagne. Again picking up one 11 O champagne down through the next two 11 O's and into the bottom one, like this. Stepping up into all these 11 O's that we have just added. Into the ear hook, the 11 O's. Back into these 11 O's. Now I'm going to skip this bottom one and up through, skipping the bottom one, moving up through these 11 O's, like this. I'm going to take two more passes through these 11 O's to reinforce. So this was the first one more. And down, like this. Now moving down into this 11 O, down through all these four 11 O's. Now tying a knot in between the 11 O and the 6 pearl. One more knot into the 6 pearl, knot between the 6 pearl and the 11 O. One more knot. Up through these 11 O's. Down through these 11 O's. Like this. I'm going to pass through a couple of beads into the 3 pearl. Just taking one full round through these beads on the outer edge. If you want, you can skip this round, but I'm just passing through all these beads just to ensure a nice shape, nice octave shape to my earring. Like this. And here, once again, up through the luminous. And here I'm cutting the thread off. So this is our pearl octave sparkle earrings. You can see the slight octave shape that we have created in the earring and the sparkle that it gives, so justifying its name. So friends, here we have completed our pearl octave sparkle earrings in this gorgeous white opal color. You can see the look, the sparkle, and how gorgeous they look. So let us take a quick look over the other colorways that I have already shown you in the beginning of the video. This gorgeous ruby red color, and one more, the green color, the teal green color. All three colors look so gorgeous. The bicons give such a good shine, good sparkle to these earrings, and they really are my favorites, I must tell you. So friends, these are very easy to make earrings, and I'm sure they won't take much of your time in making, and you will definitely love gifting these to your friends and your families, and of course wearing it yourself. So I hope you will enjoy making these earrings. So friends, if you like my designs and my tutorials, please do subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next videos. Thank you and namaste.